Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Michelle and I'm showing you day 18 of the Art by Marlene Advent Calendar. Today we got quotes again. How lovely. I made this little fairy angel, Christmas angel I guess, on my tag, and I'm going to build a bright colorful page in my little journal. I really love the quote that says, breathe in like you're smelling flowers and breathe out like you're blowing a leaf. I really like that quote. I'd already taken out some flowers from that Paper Elements book. I've trimmed the edges and gone around them with my alcohol pen, and I've set them aside. I've obviously did that off camera because I don't want to bore you with watching me cut and edge. I'm starting with gesso on my page first because I wanted to do reductive stenciling. I never ended up doing that in the first layers, so I could have left the gesso anyway. I'm starting off with Mermaid, plonking it down in 3 spots. Then I'm going in with Azure, and I'm blending those colors together. I know it's looking very patchy and uneven and paintbrushy, but it all comes together in the end. The first layers are always a little bit dodge. Okay, I've chosen some stencils to add texture and interest. And first I'm going to use this line stencil. So what I did is I mixed a little bit of Mermaid, Azure, and Heaven together. I didn't mix them. I'm just picking them up with my sponge because I wanted a motley effect when I did the stenciling. But I think the Azure is such a strong pigmented color that it just annihilated all the other blues in there. So I just added a little bit more of the Heaven to lighten up some of the darker patches. I'm going to start auditioning my flowers and where I would like to put them. So this is just me figuring out if it's going to work, if I'm going to need more flowers, but it seemed okay. So while I'm thinking about the flowers, I am adding extra interest in the back of at the back of the flowers. So I'm putting paint through with my finger, just smudging it, putting the stencil over the top and wiping away with a baby wipe. So when you look at the page, you'll see those flowers sticking out from underneath the paper elements, and it just looks like layers and layers of flowers. So I did that with all 3 of the blues that I used, and now I'm going in with Funky. It's the purple neon paint from Marlene. I actually think it's called Punk, maybe. I hope so. And I'm going to start sticking those flowers down. I'm gluing just in the center of the flowers because I know I'll be tucking in leaves and flowers on top of each other. That one went over both pages, so I'm just using my craft knife to cut very carefully through that rose. Then I thought I'd use my scissor, but turns out it was the glue that seeped underneath, so that's what was sticking it down. I could have left it like that, but I know I'm going to have to take this page out again when I flip over. Okay, so I'm just building a composition that I'm happy with. Adding the leaves. So if you ever do a page with flowers, remember to add the leaves. Oftentimes I've done pages with flowers and then it just doesn't look right, and eventually I realize that it's because I don't have leaves in there. So take my advice, don't do as I do, do as I say, and add some leaves. Okay, I'm going to go in again just right next to the flowers, and I'm going to go in again with that purple paint and add some more ghosting stenciling just to extend it a little bit. And then I'm going to go in with mark making. So Azure first, and I also go in with that same punk. Let's call it punk for today. I'm 80% sure that it's punk. Giving it a dry. And you'll notice with the purple, I'm also adding more shading in between the flowers and underneath where there would naturally be darker places. And I've also got my mermaid out again, and I'm adding more mark making. Just pushing my brush down onto the page. Okay, when that's dry, I'm going to add some leaf stamps. These are from Arlene's mark making stamp sets. And I'm just going to add a couple of different places. Usually I like doing those in threes. And then there's another set also with a tiny leaf that I'm going to plonk down here and there, just filling up a little bit some of those gaps to make it a little bit more interesting. I'm using this dotty stamp, and I'm just stamping around the edges just to boost that darkness around the flowers, to make it look like there's some shadowing around them. Giving everything a dry. And then I'm going to go in with some coloring pencils and just boost those colors a little bit. The great thing about Marlene's Paper Elements is because they have the color already there and the shading, doing this is really easy. It's also a great way to practice doing shading, to know where your dark parts and your light parts are going to be. So if you don't know how to do shading, I would suggest coloring over some of Marlene's Paper Elements and practicing where shading will go. Okay, and I just keep faffing about with the coloring pencils until I'm happy. This dark red one actually went down really nicely. I can't really see it on camera, but it did go down really nicely. I like that effect. And then I'm going to start going in and boosting some of the white on there. So the spotty flowers, I'm just doing a little bit of the spots, making them a little bit brighter, not all of them. Just adding some highlights here and there, just to brighten the whole foreground. I'm outlining the stamped leaves. You'd think it's kind of pointless because I'm covering almost all of that black, but it really does make a difference when you outline black stamping or even stenciling with a little bit of white. Even if there's only a tiny bit of black popping through, it does make a difference. Try it sometimes. Let me know what you think. And I'm going in with Stabilo All Pencil, just boosting the shadows here and there and all over the show. And I'm going in with my glossy accents, and I'm just going to give all of those flowers a little bit of a glossy center, some dots, glossy highlights, just to add a little pizzazz to the page. You'll see me every now and then, I'm lifting my page up off the page, off my desk, and I do this so it's my way of kind of taking a step back and looking at what I've created and if it's balanced. So if you're ever not sure about what to do on a page, just take a step back and see what it needs. I've got my quotes down, spread nicely over both pages, and I'm outlining it all with my gel pen. And that's it for the page. Thank you so much for being here. Can you believe we are already on day 18? This month has gone by in a flash. I will see you again tomorrow for day 19, and I hope you enjoyed today's quotes. Bye.